All right, good morning and welcome back to our channel, Prince Sit. We thank the Lord for bringing us again to the dawn of another morning. And today is the 29th of September 2025, just one day more to the end of this month. The Lord has been faithful and kind in all of his ways. Now, knowing that in recent months, one major topic has occupied the minds of many Nigerians and even beyond. The issue of the promised funds, the grants, the disbursement that is linked to this humanitarian service, and the project, the pioneer, the UAAG. But this project, we know that has been backed by stories of international support, government involvement, and also some faith-driven advocacies. This has raised the hopes of millions of people, the Nigerian masses, and for countless households. These funds represent a lifeline out of poverty, a chance to invest in some small businesses, an opportunity to settle debts, and a way to live with dignity. Now, but with all of the excitement, it has also come with confusion, some layers of doubt, delays, and mixed informations. Now, promises have been made at different times, dates have been mentioned, reassurances have been repeated, yet the actual release of the funds has not taken place in the way that people expected it. And this has left a lot of people asking the same question: when exactly will this happen? Now, to answer this question so fairly and truthfully, we must step back and look at the information at hand and also present a pragmatic approach and picture. This is not just about finding emotions right now or this morning or giving false hope, but about helping people to understand where things stand and how to move forward wisely forthwith. Now, the promises that was made from the very beginning, the promises surrounding these funds were bold. People were told that massive resources had been set aside for humanitarian purposes, for empowering the poor, and for supporting projects that's going to change communities. And these promises were linked with credible names for us to know, including respected national and international figures, religious leaders, and even former presidents and some global financial experts. Now, the narrative has always been consistent on one point, that the money is real and it is ready. But the challenge has always been about the timing, the procedures, and the approvals. Leaders of NGOs, CEOs of foundations, and trusted coordinators have actually carried out this message to their followers, and many people believed that because these leaders had already proven their sincerity in other ways, but as time went on, what was supposed to be a straightforward disbursement finally turned into a long wait. Now we have new conditions which were mentioned. The government approvals were cited, and sometimes unexpected delays still comes up, such as public holidays. We're about to face one right now in October 1st. We have political meetings and security checks. Now, I'm going to be with you shortly, and in a moment, don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back, and still on course, just starting off where we left off. Now, the truth is that the level of expectation today seems to be a little bit more higher than ever before. Now, people are no longer just waiting casually. A lot of people have structured their lives around this hope, and some have borrowed money. We know for that. Some have postponed important decisions, and others are simply holding on by faith that this would happen, and it will happen in a short while. Now, sometimes in gatherings, in churches, even in marketplaces, you would hear ordinary Nigerians talking about when the fund will come. And for a lot of people, it has become the main conversation of daily lives. And this is understandably so, because the hardship in this country has reached these unbearable levels where food prices have skyrocketed, the fuels costs are high, unemployment is widespread, and the currency continues to weaken, dwindle down. Now, in such a situation like this, the idea of a sudden financial breakthrough looks like light at the end of a long journey and a dark tunnel. But however, whatever it may seem to be, the reality that we must face is that delays are part of this process. Now, whether we like it or not, too many times deadlines have been given only for the day to come and go without anything happening. Each time another explanation follows, and people are urged to wait again. And this has created both fatigue, it has created skepticism in some ways. Some now believe that the entire thing might be a scam, while others are holding on to their faith in the leaders. Both sides are understandable because uncertainty always breeds doubt. But from the information available, the funds themselves are not the problem. The real challenge lies in the logistics, the approvals, the politics that is surrounding the release of these funds. We see that governments do not like sudden injections of huge sums into the economy without careful planning. The financial experts always fear inflation. Yeah, we know that for the government sector. They fear inflation, they fear money laundering, they fear the misuse of funds. And on the other hand, we have the NGO leaders who believe that the beneficiaries they have already waited too long than to be kept in the shadows. Now, this clash between caution and urgency is now part of the reason for the repeated delays that we're having currently. Now, and looking at the most recent updates, it is clear, very clear, that the discussions have reached their peak at different sectors. The high-level meetings have been held at different times. International representatives have also visited the country, and the Nigerian government has been deeply involved in the final decisions. Trusted leaders, insiders, they continue to say the funds are ready and that only the final green light is being awaited to be pushed. Some leaders have even gone as far as declaring with boldness that this week is the week of disbursement. So whether that exact timing will hold true, nobody can say with 100% certainty. But what we can say is that the process has never been this close to completion. We also know that respected figures like Obasanjo and Okonjo-Iweala, who understood global financial systems, were involved in ensuring that this project is real and also workable. Now, their track record gives some credibility to the whole process. The entire process has a credibility backing it up. And because these are not names that can easily be associated with fraud, one seems to want to carry on. Now, so what can we pragmatically project at this point going forward? Intelligent projections. Now, first, the money is real. We know that for the record, but the timing is uncertain, is the deal. Every serious indication shows that the funds exist and that they were earmarked for distribution. The delays are not about the money being fake, no, but about the system being too slow and too courteous in releasing these funds. Yet the masses are in dire need. They are suffocating. Now, secondly, disbursement is more likely to happen, but we don't know how, whether in phases or a one-time approach. Instead of all beneficiaries receiving at once, we don't know what they want to do, whether it's a one-time push, or it's a gradual by gradual process. You understand? But we know that disbursement will still happen, whether it's UAG that's pushing out first or Pioneer and coming second, or vice versa. The fact remains that disbursement would happen. Then beneficiaries are expected to prepare their minds for the amounts that is shared. Some people are expecting the mind-blowing sums, While that may have been the initial promise, it is also wise to expect that the actual amount released per person may not be as being expected, at least at the beginning. And that way, when it happens, you will not feel disappointed, but position your mind for something that will lift you out of penury, out of poverty, out of impoverishment. I think very, very important point to actually project towards. Now, there will be monitoring and conditions, because this is not just about giving people free access to money. It's likely that the beneficiaries might be expected to channel their funds into productive use, especially the pioneer, the small businesses, education, community projects, and other measurable purposes, that could be of advantage to the growing community. Now, patience at this point is very important. As difficult as it may be, Nigerians must remain patient a little longer. We're just folding up September. Between today and tomorrow, I want to believe that a very important VN would come out from all the stakeholders to give clarity to our expectations and know where we are at a point in time, because we're just scaling from September into October, and October should be a defining month, but it to have a link up to this September that was promised. Right, when did we enter September? And now it's folding up. So at this point, the conclusion is simple. We are in the final stretch of a very long journey. The expectations are high and very much understandably so. The promises have been repeated. The evidences suggest that the funds are real and ready. But Nigerians must be wise in how they manage their expectations. Instead of counting on one big miracle overnight, it is better to prepare for a gradual by gradual intervention. Instead of waiting passively, people should also start planning on how to use even a small disbursement wisely, whether in business, in education, or personal development. And that way, when the money comes, it becomes a tool for transformation and not just for consumption, as we may feel. So the leaders and the coordinators must also learn from the past delays. It is better to avoid giving exact dates if they are not 100% certain. Giving dates that later fail only has a way it damages trust and also increases the anger of the masses. It is more honest to say as soon as we used to hear than to say tomorrow and then fail. Now, in conclusion of my submission to us this morning and on this platform, Nigerians must understand that no single fund, no matter how massive, can solve all the problems of poverty. It can neither solve the problem of unemployment and underdevelopment also. Real change will require discipline. It's going to require planning and commitment from every singular beneficiary. If this money is used wisely, definitely, and so well to know, it's going to create ripple effect of prosperity within the ecosystem. But if it is wasted, the opportunity is going to vanish, and the suffering of the masses will still continue. So we need to learn the lyrics of how we can put these funds to use. But we pray, most importantly, what matters most is that the fund gets to come. Once it comes, people would have an idea and understanding of what to do with their funds on reception. So let the people remain very much hopeful, but also being realistic. Let them trust, but also plan so wisely. And above all, let them remember that true progress is not just about money that is being shared or is being expected and awaited, but also about what we all do with the opportunities that is being given to us. I pray that the reception of this fund will be the beginning of a new deal in our lives for transformation, for equity, for transparency, for fairness, to lift others at the time of low ebb situation. And this is Prince's for you to know. In case you are new here, do support us to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on vital updates. Your comments are encouraging to us, and then your your contributions, your sharing of this message for the management to hear this and to know what we are standing for, also help us to be able to stand in the line for the masses. So please do your part, and whatever thing God has in store for us, I believe that it's going to come to pass in the shortest possible time. In the meantime, don't go anywhere. We'll be out with a better update for all and sundry. Thank you very much. This is Prince Sid. Do have a blissful day ahead of you, and God bless you.